Another day, another 12-hour shift. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the vlog. Today, I'm taking you along with me for a realistic day in my life as an urgent care nurse working in a private clinic here in London. Right now it's 7 a.m. and I'm currently waiting at the bus stop because my shift starts at 8 in the morning and finishes at 8 tonight. It's still quiet outside, the air feels cold and fresh, and London mornings always have this calm atmosphere before the city fully wakes up. Honestly, these early mornings can feel exhausting sometimes, especially knowing it's going to be a long shift ahead. But at the same time, there's something peaceful about starting the day this early. My commute usually takes around 30 to 40 minutes, depending on traffic. So while I'm on the bus, I normally spend the time waking myself up slowly, listening to music, checking my schedule mentally, and preparing myself for the day ahead. Working in urgent care means you never really know what kind of patients or situations are going to come through the doors, so mentally preparing yourself before the shift is really important. After the bus journey, I finally arrive at the clinic. The clinic is already starting to get busy with staff arriving for the morning shift, since I'm currently working here as bank staff. The first thing I always make sure to do is sign in properly before anything else. Now it's time to get changed. One thing I genuinely love about this clinic is the scrubs. They're customized specifically for the clinic, and they're professionally washed on site, so every shift I get a fresh clean pair ready for me. There's honestly something comforting about putting on clean scrubs at the start of the day. They smell fresh, they feel comfortable, and somehow it mentally switches me into work mode instantly. After changing, I neatly hang my clothes in the locker area, tie my hair up properly, organize my things, and get myself fully ready for the shift. Before any patients arrive, we always complete the morning safety checks throughout the clinic. This part is extremely important because patient safety always comes first. I start by going through the safety checklist carefully and making sure all equipment is functioning properly. Things like checking monitors, emergency equipment, oxygen supplies, vital signs machines, and making sure everything is ready to use in case we need it at any moment. I also go room by room, checking that every clinic room is fully stocked with gloves, syringes, wipes, dressings, paperwork, and all the medical supplies needed for the day. At the same time, I make sure all medical equipment and surfaces are properly cleaned and sanitized before any patient comes in. Infection control is something we take very seriously in healthcare, especially in urgent care settings where we see many different patients every single day. Once all the safety checks are completed, I sit down for a few minutes to review the booked patients for the day. I like looking ahead at the appointments because it helps me prepare mentally and organize my workload better. Some patients come in with minor illnesses, some injuries, wound care, infections, vaccinations, health concerns. Every day is different, and that's honestly one of the reasons why I enjoy urgent care nursing so much. As the clinic opens and patients start arriving, the day quickly becomes busy. One thing about nursing is that the shift goes by very fast once patient care begins. You're constantly moving, constantly thinking, constantly multitasking. After seeing each patient, I always make sure the room is cleaned thoroughly before the next patient enters. Every surface gets wiped down properly, equipment is clean, and of course, hand hygiene is a massive priority. Washing hands before and after every patient contact becomes second nature in healthcare. It's one of the simplest but most important ways we protect both patients and ourselves. A few hours later, it's finally time for lunch. And honestly, lunch breaks during long shifts feel extra rewarding. I usually prefer leaving the clinic during my break because stepping outside for fresh air really helps me reset mentally. Being inside a clinical environment for long hours can feel intense sometimes, so even a short change of scenery makes a huge difference. Today I decided to have lunch at this relaxing little place nearby, and I ordered a Greek salad. It was honestly so fresh and good, light, healthy, and exactly the kind of meal I needed to keep my energy up for the rest of the shift. The ambiance here is also really calming. It's not overly crowded, the atmosphere feels peaceful, and they're playing soft, soothing music in the background, which makes the whole experience even more relaxing. Moments like this during busy shifts are important because they allow you to slow down for a little while and recharge. Since my break is 1 hour long, I decided to make use of some spare time before going back to work. One thing that's really convenient about this clinic is that it actually has its own mini gym for staff, so I spend around 15 minutes on the treadmill just doing a quick workout. Even a short exercise session helps me feel more energized and refreshed, especially during a 12-hour shift where you're on your feet most of the day. After that, it was time to head back downstairs and continue with the rest of my clinic duties for the afternoon and evening. The second half of the shift is usually just as busy as the morning. More patients, more treatments, more documentation, more teamwork, and more problem solving throughout the day. And before I know it, it's already the end of the shift. 12-hour shifts are definitely tiring physically and mentally, but at the same time, they can also feel incredibly fulfilling. Being able to care for people during vulnerable moments in their lives is something I never take for granted. And finally, after a long day at the clinic, it's time to head home, rest, recharge, and get ready to do it all again another day. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. If you enjoyed this realistic nurse vlog, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.